Hello. I'm gonna need to mute this. Hello. I'm gonna need to mute. Oh yeah, baby. Okay, so okay, so at this point in time nobody is watching. That's absolutely fine. The stream highlights are gonna go crazy. It's a shame there's no chat interaction, since nobody's here. But I'll be describing this to the broader YouTube audience because the stream highlights market is crazy. Like, um, anyway, so I'm live streaming this game. This game, Flyout. I've been waiting months for it. Okay, it's very exciting. For me. Literally, the second video on this entire channel involved me building a fighter jet in a video game. Um, I love doing it. It's good. It's great. I'm saying too much. But I was worried. I have terrible speech patterns. I say too much. I have nonverbal pauses like and See, I just did it right then. I have just absurdly long breaks mid-sentence for no reason, like the kind of thing that would make Mitch McConnell blush. Um, anyway, so I was worried I would be boring and like low energy. So I have 3 entire cans of Monster Energy in front of me. And I'm going to go ahead and down all of them. So there's number 1. Okay, so I don't want to do anything too ambitious, as it is my first time playing this game. Well, not... I've played at least a couple hours of it. I didn't come in completely, I didn't completely raw dog it, you know? So I'm thinking something that I haven't seen anybody else do in this game, and I think I want to make a flying boat jet fighter, which I know is a bit of a, you know, those two things don't seem to mesh very well with each other, because flying boats are big, and boats and fighter jets are supposed to be like light and maneuverable. So that's my objective here. All right. Okay, I'm doing a bad job here moving this camera. I'm drinking carbonated stuff, so I'm going to be burping a good amount, which are, you know, maybe not a good amount. Um, how does this work? Okay, I don't know how to use a lot of stuff in this game. You have to... Yeah, I legitimately do not know how that works. Okay, that's fine. Okay, so we need a fuselage that will allow us to hydroplane out of the water. Right. And we need sort of a bit of a speedboat shape for that. And it's almost unlike the Catalinas, it almost does a bit of that. Okay, I don't like how those are like that. That's not great. Um, okay, so that one's the right shape. What are we looking at here? Oh, is this stream still unlisted? I'm a genius. I'm a super genius. Yeah, okay, this thing's not unlisted anymore. Wow. I wonder if people will watch it now. Oh yeah, baby. This is about the right shape. So, um, there we go. This is good. Oh man. I have at least one viewer that isn't me now, which is cool. Man, there's real pressure here. So I'm making a flying boat jet fighter in this game, Flyout, which came out today. I thought that that would be an interesting combination of things to make. I've never built and flown a full aircraft in this game before. I have messed around in the editor uh, for a couple hours. There we go, something a little like that. Go all the way down to 0.4. Is that too big of a jump? Eh. So this is pretty much just a scaled down Catalina to some extent. I mean, obviously it's not like a one-to-one replica, but There we go. This is coming together nicely. Okay. I lost my only other viewer. It's good to know that I am great at holding viewers. That'll be very helpful later in life, later in this line of work. I can't even call it a line of work, I don't think. I haven't made any money off of it. Alright, let's get it down to a point. And there we go. So we have the front of a fuselage of a fighter jet. Okay. What else do we got here? The wings are gonna have to be mounted higher so that this thing can fly, is what I'm realizing at this point. Yeah, let's make this basically just stolen from the Catalina. Alright. Extrude fuselage. Scale you down to, let's say, 0.25. Either end. Oh yeah. It's all coming together. What do we got here? That's extrude fuselage one last time. And look at that. Beautiful. That's the fuselage shape. Oh boy. Wing, okay, so that's deciding. Sometimes there's I've noticed a thing where sometimes when you select glass in the assign material thing, it doesn't do it. It'll mix up hole and glass. Add a loop right about there. It's good to me. Assign material default. There we go. Yeah, I don't know how you can move the individual vertices like back and forth like along that line. I don't know how you do that yet. I know I've seen people do it. I don't know what the keybind is yet. All right, let's get a canopy. Let's make it. Oh, dude, maybe an open air thing would be kind of funny. Just open to the elements, flying boat, jet fighter. That's a terrible idea. This entire thing is a terrible idea. I mean, even then, you might gotta have a windshield like on a jet ski. What are we looking at? Open fuselage editor. I can't wait until this game is like second nature to me. The idea of a windscreen is really funny. I might do that just to do that. Dude, it's so low it doesn't even keep the air out of his face. Oh, it's gotta be a little higher than this. I played a good amount of Kerbal Space Program with Realism Overhaul and like RP1. which there's procedural wings in that, and the keybind to like edit them was J, and I have the muscle memory that doesn't help. For that. Yeah, it's about good. I decided to drink carbonated beverages, so I'm gonna burp. Is that, it's this one. Oh, it's moving that over there. Okay. That's a little strange. It needs to come in. Okay, so the back, actually let's, what? Copy. There we go. Okay. And then this needs a, this needs to be clear. That's what this needs. Glass is a little too clear. I can't tell if it's like, yeah, that's glass. Okay. So jet engines. Those need to go somewhere on here, and they need to be up high enough. This thing might need, this thing might need to do like a Catalina wing up supported, because I don't know if like this is gonna be high enough off the water. Also, I would like for it to be amphibious, where it can land on land as well, but I've never made functioning landing gear in this game, so. You know what, let's get the jet engine going. If this is gonna make any sense in like a real world design, oh, maybe it's like an HE-163 situation where it's just like up on the back like that, like a jetpack, like a boat with a jetpack. This would have to be like a very early jet. Like, there's no way that like F-15s are flying around, and then some country was like, "Oh, let's make our fighter jet a boat." So, if we're going early, then this is single spool, no bypass, just a straight turbojet. I looked up in preparation for this game coming out, like, various jet engine numbers about things. Let's, yeah. Um, is this in? I don't know what unit that is in. Yeah. So I looked up like important things that I could see. Like I looked at the specs of like the F-110 engine that powers the F-15. I looked at like the Jumo whatever that powered the ME-262, and I just tried to get a feel for like various jet engines throughout history and like what their deal was. And I went ahead and forgot all of it because that was a couple weeks ago at this point. So I'm kind of eyeballing it. I do kind of want to put an afterburner on it. I think that that would be funny. So that's going to have to be like that high up to clear. Oh, dude, what if this was a canard design? What if this thing had canards? Alright, that's... That's where you're going for now. Let's add another fuselage part. Dude, I have none of the muscle memory that I would if this was a different game. So we're making like a little nacelle for the engine. That is, yeah, that's probably fine, honestly. Let's go with 2.25. Bam. Oh, yeah. Okay, so that's a little... You think adding loops in there would help with how that looks like terrible? Add loop. Helped a bit. Add loop. Oh yeah, look at that. It's looking normal, pretty much. Oh hey, Lego fan. Look at that. Oh, that's that's the wrong number. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. This is all coming together. This is such a terrible design because the airflow off of this seat and then just going directly into this jet engine directly behind the pilot's head. It's a bad design. Then again, on a conceptual level, I think that a flying boat jet fighter An open cockpit flying boat jet fighter is a terrible idea. So, all right. Fuselage. Let's rotate this. And let's scale it. Yeah, that's what we need, that one to be very skinny. So let's go with like 0.3, 0.25. Yeah, that's something. All right, so need to copy that, paste it there. Now we got to, actually, let's just slide this entire thing down. Oh yeah. Actually, which, it's that one. That one should be like, so this should be, let's extrude that again. Let's okay, so that needs to be smaller. And you can just about see that in there, and I don't like that, so let's, all right. So I think the wings are just gonna have to come off of this engine nacelle. I don't, or I guess they could come off of the thing holding it. Lift. I've literally never made a wing in this game before. I probably need two of them, huh? Strength. Oh, look at that. We can give them, we can make them not rectangles. That seems like that's useful. What is this game? This game is it's called Flyout. It came out today. It's it was in closed beta for a long time before that, and I wanted to play it, and now I'm playing it. Oh, oh, you can do that like a propeller. That's um yeah. Um how do these wings work? Open wing. Oh, okay, wing editor. Okay, okay. This is fairly easy. I think I'm gonna have to put them on the engine nacelle just because it gives me more room to like have wings, larger wings. How do you... About your... I'd like them to be a little thinner. I don't... Oh, okay, those are like the things for control surfaces. Soft joint, fuel tank. This is, okay, let's bring that in. Oh, that's weird how the textures stretch like that. It's not forward swept at all, is it? So, if the entire wing is behind the center of mass, and we have a tail, maybe a T-tail? Actually, it can't be a T-tail, because then it would be right. So, this is gonna need to have a tail like the HE-162, or like A10 or Lancaster or whatever. Because if it had a just vertical tail right there, it would be directly in the wake of the jet engine exhaust. Does scaling this do something? Oh, look at that. Scaling it does do something. Okay. Yeah, okay. Can I guess that would be rotation. So I could be like, I'm done with that. I think a tiny bit of positive dihedral might do this a bit of good. But like 1 degree. Say 2 degrees of positive dihedral, make it a little more stable, hopefully. Okay. And then the tail control Tailoron? What is... Okay, those basically look off of an F-15. I'm assuming that this is just a... That's... we're not using this. I wish that you could just click on a part and hit delete and then it would get deleted. Or like backspace or X or something. I genuinely don't know how you like add control surfaces to a part. To a wing. You think these wings are gonna be like big enough? They do look kind of small now that I'm like looking at them. Scale. Open wing editor. Thin them down. Um, I think that this would be from a time period before missiles, but I guess we give it underwing bomb. This thing is just like a stupid, a stupid tiny jet-powered Catalina. Basically, is what I'm building here. Um, let's drag that backwards a little bit. Give it that. I just want that to have smaller. This thing might need. This thing might need canards, too, just because all the lifts are. This is a stupid aircraft. Let's add a wing. We're moving this all in like this. This is great. I don't know if it's. We don't know if it's working. We don't know if it's even going to work. Uh, um, just give it regular. I wonder if there's gonna be non-standard things of like leading edge and trailing edge surfaces. That is a little bit forward swept. Okay, so can I? Oh yeah. This is. I'm so happy that there's a game that lets me do this now. Um, we have. Is there a way you can, like, see the center of pressure or center of lift or radar cross section? I don't know what those mean. Stealth rating 58.14. I don't know whether or not that's good. Front 3. Okay, that's not very good. That's an atrocious rear radar. Oh, it's top. The top radar cross section. It's fine, bro. We'll make it out of like glued. Glued. What do you call it? Like sawdust or whatever. The people say it's stealthy, even though it isn't. It's like the Horton 229. Let's spawn this thing with the. I'm assuming that this is in meters, so let's say 700 meters at. I think that this is kilometers an hour, so it's a good. 400. Can this thing fly? I don't know if it has control surfaces. I really don't know. Oh, okay. Um, well, it seems stable. It's not. I can't control it at all, but um, okay. How do? How do I deal? How do I add control surfaces to this? Is that it? Did the soft joint? Is that what did it? Oh, those were some silly noises. Okay, so that's not. That might be how you add control surfaces, but it just led to my entire tail coming off. So not soft joint. Or maybe, what if we set the stiffness to like 50? What if it was like brittle? It shattered like cast iron. Okay, it did the same thing again. So I'm gonna do this the only way I know how to. Uh, uh, control surface motor. We're gonna slap some all moving canards. Is that the, you know, to this thing? Wings lift, I guess. Is this how this is supposed to be? Or are these? I think these are supposed to be the other way. Maybe it doesn't matter. That seems like that needs to be high. I said 0.5. That's a little more reasonable. There has got to be a way to like have ailerons and elevators without doing this. What do we open wing it? Go in here and make that a little. This is so stupid looking. Actually, let's bring that into the realm of reasonability. Response speed 90 degrees a second. Let's change that to like 45. Negative set that to 10. Pitch. Roll. And these are not going to be able to control yaw. Try delta wings. The delta wing. Where would I fit delta wings on this thing? I guess if it, because it needs to be high enough that it could still land on the water. What does this 0 mean? Is that important? I don't. I'm gonna test fly this. Okay, so that 0 might have meant that it just they don't do anything, because that's not exactly what I was hoping for to happen. Oh, okay. Oh, okay. So you can have the trailing edge. That makes a lot more sense. You can have the trailing edge, and you can put like pitch response, and then I don't know what that number means. I'm sure it's something. I hope I can get rid of these canards now, because they don't need to be here if they don't need to be here, you know. Default value, okay. Response, pitch. And then it's probably not good for this entire thing to be an aileron, but I'm just gonna do that because I already made it 1. I could split it into 2 wing sections, I guess. What if I have no idea what this number means here. I almost want to give it like little, like, okay, well, so the tail falls off, which is not great. Maybe I start it on the ground just to see if I can get the control surfaces working. Turn to hanger. You super. This is this should be. Okay, so it doesn't seem to be, because you can see down there my pitch inputs are happening and they're not being accounted for. This thing is so, I want this thing to work so bad. Do I need like a hydraulic pump or something? If I set that to 100. Oh, does it only do one of them? That's kind of annoying. Oh, yes. Okay. Okay, look at that. That's control surface is moving. That's... Oh, okay. So, the rudders are not working properly, but that's... I assume you just set that to negative 100. This is... We've almost... We've almost mastered controlled flight. Okay. Okay, so... I don't remember which one of these needed to be negative, so I'm just gonna try this one. Um... This is gonna be... Hello. Dang, 5 people watching. That's... I'm not gonna lie, I had... That was, like, the good end of what I expected. Okay, so that is... The right one needs to be different. And I should check that too. Okay, so the rudders are correct. The right aileron needs to change. Right aileron. Negative 100. This is genius. I'm opening my second can of Monster Energy. I have a third one that I plan to finish. Okay. So, let's start out in the air. Let's give it 200 meters of altitude, and let's take it nice and slow, because it does have a tendency to tear itself apart. Maybe 250. Are these meters per second? Is that why it tore me apart? Because 400 meters per second is supersonic, and this thing would not handle being supersonic very well. Look at that. Oh, oh. The controls are a little twitchy. I can hear the jet engine, and it seems to be not doing great. And this thing does not have enough control authority. That's how most of my landings in War Thunder look. Okay, so it just needs more to deflect here, and maybe like extend it out a bit. So like let's say 30. And then open wing editor. Yeah, let's just slide that back, and then this thing should, hopefully after this, it is very nose heavy compared to where the center of lift is, because all of the lifting surface, I'd imagine you get some body lift from this. It is shaped maybe okay for that. I don't know. Okay, so this needs open wing editor. Oh wow, that sticks out, huh? Okay. I do at some point want to make an aircraft with uh leading edge slats, like on the the F4E, the American one, or like the A4. I think some of the 109s have them too, where there's like a little piece of the control surfaces. This thing is vaguely ME162-ish, but also PBY Catalina at the same time. This is late war Germany after all their airfields were bombed out of existence, and they have to take off from the Rhine River to go intercept B-17s. There you go. There's the head cannon. What is okay? Are we ready? Is this thing ready to fly? I don't remember what I was doing. Oh, I was gonna change the ailerons a little bit. Look at that. We can pitch up. Also, that was definitely meters per second because we were going like 500 kilometers an hour. I'm maybe in the wing roots you could fit guns. Maybe you can't really put them in like the nose, maybe the top of the nose. I don't know. Is the jet engine dying because I don't have any fuel? Is that what's happening? Also, this thing still does not have enough. I might have to forward sweep the wings just to get the center of pressure, like, far forward enough to be able to... This is the worst. Okay. Open wing editor. This is... This is looking more and more like something you'd see in a History Channel documentary that isn't very good. Plane reminds... Can I put how do you make fuel tanks in this game? I know you can put them in wings, but I'd prefer to not have them as wings. Oh, goodbye Lego fan. What are we doing here? It's fuselage sphere. I don't think this craft would benefit from a sphere. Weapon, no. Solar panels. Where... I genuinely don't know how you would add fuel. So I guess I'm just slapping. Actually, you know what might be good is to make these ones fuel tanks to try to drag the center of mass backwards. Oh, winged. I wonder if that would... This... Oh, wingtip tanks. like on a P-80 or a F-84. You know in Fallout 3 on they just have like P-80s with folding wings. On the aircraft carriers. Or carrier, I guess. Fuselage. Procedural. Procedure. How do you do this? In fuselage editor. Add a mouth so the plane can drink water. Um, so this, yeah, it was always so weird to me that they added like a navalized P-80, and that was like that's like real Fallout lore. I don't know what's up with that. It's like I think the like Panthers, like I don't know why they didn't just model a Panther basically. They're probably just reusing assets or something. The wingtip tanks are real. So seems realistically that's gonna need to be like more of a teardrop shape. Gun pods, 182 millimeter besh can. The without file editing, the biggest gun you can add is how big? 32 millimeters, I think. Street fuselage. So then let's go what, point 125. Let's just go all the way to 0. This is a jet for sure. Drop that to 1.25. Yeah, you can't make a 37 millimeter default. I don't know why. I don't know why they made it like that. These are girthy. That's fine. I, I, I'm sure the rest of the plane's aerodynamics weren't doing so hot. The gun so you can what do we look so is there like legitimately a way that I can make this a fuel tank? Aerodynamics, resolution, material type. I genuinely don't know if I can. I don't know. I have some in the wings. That's actually I kind of want to make these like slightly lower slung. I wonder if this thing would even float on water. Oh yeah. This thing's kind of loud. I'm gonna turn it down a little bit. Just have to dive bomb into the water first. I have to find the water first because I'm not seeing any right here. Also, the control surfaces are weird. They feel like sticky. Is there a way that I... also the engine being... This thing's like... It kind of... It flies. The engine being mounted so high means that like the thrust creates like a negative pitch. Moment of pitch down. Which is not ideal, I will say, and I don't know how to adjust trim. Default airfield. You think the desert airfield is closer to water? It might be. Is that water or is that like a mirage? This thing like snap rolls ridiculously quickly because it has these massive ailerons that run the entire length of the wing. Oh my God. Pitch the engine down to counter the torque. I could do that, but then when you're trying to... Actually, yeah, that would probably... Yeah, you're right. But the center of mass is like here, so it would need to be pitched like all the way down through, and like even even having it pitched down a little bit would help a little bit, but I don't know where water is. Is that even water over there? I don't think that it is. This thing is so unstable. Are there like... trim? What is that? Trim is a single keybind? Oh, okay. Well, I got it pretty much... That's... Okay. I guess trim being a single keybind just works. Give the... This thing's pretty quick. Well, I'm using... I just have keyboard inputs, so the single... It's like magic, it just knows, because I couldn't, like, hold it steady, because since I'm using a mouse and keyboard, my only options for, like, pitch are all the way down, all the way up, or none at all. I need to fix these ailerons, this is goofy. This thing needs some guns, too. I think gun pods off the wings would be kind of funny, just make it aerodynamically as terrible as possible. So Flyout is like a real like it takes place on like a real planet. Well, not a real top speed run. You think the top speed is at sea level? What are we looking at? You think it's gonna be able to hit 500? taking bets now. I'm thinking it's gonna hit 500. These ailerons are ridiculous. Oh yeah. Is this the fastest flying boat ever made? It's the modern fight. Yeah, light fighter. This thing needs conformal fuel tanks. Come on. I kind of want to put an afterburner in it. Okay, so about 500. And it'll pull 3 Gs? Oh yeah, this thing is... Yeah, baby. Three Gs in a sustained turn, dude? Holy moly. This is insane. This thing would have changed the outcome of the war single-handedly. These ailerons are so goofy. This thing is, I mean, it shouldn't be surprising to me that it's stable. Add rockets at the back. There's no rockets in this game, or I guess... They made a 1,000-kilometer-an-hour flying boat? Why? For what purpose? Okay, so... Guns. We need guns. Those look a little big. Barrels. Probably just one. You guys know the, 4-engine mine layer? We need flying boats today. By the US Navy. I guess that makes some sense to be able to, like, rapidly deploy mines in an area, but after burning, I'll give. Did it have swept wings? It won't let me select. Oh, okay. There's caliber, couple of 20 millimeters. Barrel length can be cut down a little bit. Tracers, let's say 1 out of every 4 rounds. Okay. There were Catalinas during World War II that had forward mount or fixed forward 20 millimeter cannons, and that's kind of crazy. So this is basically entirely historically accurate if you don't think about it. 1,000 rounds per, that's kind of a high rate of fire. Let's drop that to like 650. Unarmed. Oh, I need an ammo drum. Add flying paddle boat. Dude, what? It's like one of those swan boats. This thing is quick for a flying boat, but I guess there's faster ones. So ammo drum, ammo drum. Uh, rocket pod. Dude, look how big an AIM 9 is in comparison. Oh my, this thing is small. Mach 1.2. I had no idea there were like supersonic flying boats out there. What was I? Oh, right, weaponry. Drum magazine. We keep the ammo right in the nose next to the guns. Okay. So there wasn't a supersonic flying boat. I'll make that later. Maybe not today, but I will at some point make a supersonic flying boat in this game. Just two massive drums of ammo. $800 rounds between two guns. Honestly, I don't think it needs two. I think it could. I think it could get by with one. 500 rounds between two guns. That sounds reasonable enough. Is this the only flying boat with forward swept wings? Because I'd be surprised to learn that it wasn't, to be honest. But I've been surprised to learn other things today, too. One gun, double the fire rate. It's still saying unarmed. What's that about? Is it just for, like, no available weapon systems? I kind of want to put, like, a GAU 8 on it. Let's say... Gonna do a little more than double the fire rate. Okay, that's a maybe more of a Vulcan would be better. This gun does not fit anywhere in here. There's nowhere to fit a gun this size on this thing. Well, that's not terrible. Should add 8 of them on the wings. Dude, 8 underwing gun pods. Alright, hold on. Let me get a fuselage part. So that I can have like a casing for it. Let me just do this and then let me get rid of this ammo drum too, because this is not doing anybody any good. We'll 8 facing backwards is the main propulsion. I wonder. I've never seen anybody make a recoil powered vehicle. I might slap some wheels on this thing since we can't find any water. Caliber 20mm Vulcan, 6,000 rounds a minute. It's kind of lame how it caps you out at 6,000. One out of 6. That should be fine. Have you tried looking through the maps? No. This is too long. This needs to be like that. Let's dude, it might be worth shrinking the it's fine. Where's that at an angle? What's that about? That's still at an angle. I don't like that, but I guess it's a cylinder, so it doesn't matter. Yeah, well, the muzzle velocity and the barrel length would, yeah, I would imagine they would. I don't know if you are familiar with Sprocket, but like having more propellant can make it go faster, but also you need more barrel length to let the projectile accelerate for longer. So you shouldn't really be able to set, you shouldn't be able to do this. That doesn't make sense. But you could, having a reasonable barrel length, have just more propellant in a shell, and it would go faster. What do we do? Fuselage. Point 0.15. Something like that. That's gonna need to be bigger though, isn't it? Yeah, it's gonna need to be a little bit bigger. This is almost gonna be like that, that one goofy, gun pod on that like the F5E can carry, the 30mm. The A7s can carry it too. How do we go about this? Extrude. 0.15. Nice and aerodynamic. Aerodynamics are high priority on this vehicle. I don't know if you can tell or not. The pointy end. It's a nice truncated teardrop shape we're gonna be going for here. This is gonna look like an Age of Sail cannon. Okay. Wing, procedural, gun, drum magazine, 1,000 rounds of ammo. That's good, probably. 20mm tracer. Okay, so not shift click. I'm gonna assume that that's all working now. Oh yeah. The gun's pointing backwards is true genius. It's a brilliant idea. Gotta make sure it clears the tail. I wonder what this recoil is gonna be like. I almost want to try just this as a... It's like the Jeremy Clarkson. I want to use the like log to stop the car, and then you know what I'm talking about. It'll make sense later. It's still saying unarmed. Yeah, I don't know what that's about, because I'm seeing 4 pretty obvious weapon systems. Also, this thing... The entire thing just stopped. Alright, I'm gonna take a quick bathroom break. I'll be back in like a couple minutes. That's awesome. I half my viewership disappeared while I was going to the bathroom. That's so cool. Yeah, I don't the guns won't work. So I do want this thing to have weapon system of a weapon system of some kind, so I'm just gonna slap some sidewinders on it, I guess. Uh Sidewinders are so much. They seem like tiny missiles when they're on, an F-14. They seem like very small missiles that are small, and they look massive on this thing. This thing is like the size of a jet ski. Alright, can number 3 of Monster Energy. Here we go. Oh, look at that. It's pulling 4 Gs in some of those turns. Pull negative. Negative 4 Gs. The pilot is dead. Said a blood vessel rupture in his, unarmed. Weapons. Infrared missile. Is this... How do you spawn in a target drone? Spawn menu. He's getting away from me. How do you... what's the keybind for this? Controls? Oh, okay, here's like the more advanced. Oh, okay, so that was... Something like that. I don't know how you launch it. I'm too far now. Spawned in another target drone. Here we go. Pulling 2 whole G's. 2.5. Almost 3. Wow. It's incredible. How do you... What is... How do I launch it? Settings. Controls. Oh, there's no... Does space do anything? Oh, look at that. It's... Yeah, I don't know. I'm gonna be... That does not look like it's gonna hit the target drone. Maybe that one. Is that gonna get there? That doesn't... That's... Okay. So... I'm gonna take these off. I'm gonna give this thing a paint job. And then... I'm gonna give this thing a paint job. Paint. I'd like to do like an, you know, World War II Germany style paint job, because those ones look neat with like the way that the like splattering from like the bottom is a different color than the top, and they have like the weird, like, it's almost like something you would see on an insect, the way that patterning works. I'm gonna paint the entire thing this gray color to start with. Let's make the brush a lot smaller. I don't know what aspect means. Oh, okay, so that's like stretched like that. That's... Try flying faster than the SS-71. I'll make a quick attempt at a top speed thing. After I'm done giving this thing a paint job. It's got stripes. Kinda. Lower the opacity. It's black. This thing is a night fighter. doesn't make much sense, but I mean, nothing else about this jet makes any sense at all. Opacity. They make a Mach 10 capable super fighter that can pull 24 Gs with VTOL and the ability to carry a Moab. Yeah, I don't know if I got the basics down. I couldn't even figure out how to make a gun work. Let's get some blue in here. How can I lower the saturation a little bit? Lower. So it looks like the ocean from the top. It's genius. Even though I can't find the ocean in this game. Or maybe turn the plane into a Moab. I mean, that's... I've crashed it into the ground multiple times so far. Give it some random markings all over the place. In the budget 20, the Mach 10 Super Fighter sells for less than a Honda Civic. It's fine, bro. The U.S. military budget's pushing $1 trillion a year. They can afford it. Oh, this almost looks like the like R2Y2, like the weird Japanese ones. They have camouflages kind of like this sometimes. What about a name? You guys have a name for this thing? Any name suggestions? Where is... The Gator? There's, I mean, people already called the A7 the Gator. I like that it's based on like an aquatic animal. Call it the Spats. Is that it? Oh, is that like a bad thing to say? I don't. German for swallow. It's funny that the German word for swallow sounds kind of like spit. Oh, spit. Okay, my bad. I Hippo is good too. I feel like this thing's not big enough. This thing's like too small to be the Hippo, you know? Like, do you see how massive an AIM 9 Sidewinder was compared to it? Alright, so this is saved, right? Okay. Um, uh, the, What are we doing here? Okay, so new top speed run. Top speed run. It's got a powerful. It needs big jet engine. Ramjets. Ramjets aren't gonna work at while you're not moving because they rely on moving forward to compress the air. So this thing is gonna need a turbojet. F1. If we're going for like true top speed, then why limit ourselves to 1950s technology? You can make engines quite large. What if you made this a high bed? Oh, yeah. No. Um, just add like 20 ramjets. I don't know how to make drop tanks in this game. I don't know if that's something you can't even do, but you can. One thing I can do is I can effectively have a high bypass ratio so that in it effectively is just a ramjet at high speed because so much of the air is going around the jet engine and just going straight into the afterburner that it's functionally a ramjet. Also, this engine is too big. I'm gonna scale it back a little bit. Alternator. Yeah, that's. I'd imagine you just crank some of these numbers up a little bit and then it goes faster. That I'm gonna say that's. Wait, can you make all of these 9? Overall pressure ratio? This thing can't work, right? Is this real chat? um, I'm gonna say 359. Obviously we need an afterburner, temperature all the way up, throttle threshold. Actually, that's something that can be lower. Bypass mixing 1. Nozzle. It doesn't need thrust vectoring. This is a large jet engine. um uh okay, so we need a fuselage. I've heard planes need those before. Oh, there's 2 of them. Hold on. Oh yeah, I need an intake. What if it just... What if the entire engine was just under... Actually, that's not going to be aerodynamically good. What do we need here? It needs to be a little smaller. What? What? What am I... Get rid of that. I don't know what's going on there. Slash... That's more like it. We got 0.8. Nice, nice, nice. It's pretty good. Hear me out. What if it's this isn't quite English Electric Lightning. This engine is too big to have two of them. I'm thinking, what if we had a cockpit like a B-29 style but pointier? Wait, why is that 4? Oh, okay. So I accidentally made a lot of those. That's fine, honestly. Like, wasn't there like a French prototype thing that had that setup with the large ram or a large turbofan and a ramjet? It's like some found and explained type video on it. Yeah, that that one cannot be glass. Okay. That's like enough visibility. That maybe. This needs to be pointier. It has the there. Okay, okay. Make it even. Pointy things go fast. That's science. Like the space shuttle, famously pointy, right in the nose. Comes to a very sharp point because it's so fast. This thing is so stupid looking. Okay, so probably go to like 7.9. It is kind of Bell X1-ish a little bit. Or point 7.8. Let's get the hug a little closer. Oh, this thing needs an air intake. I forgot about that. The Bell X1 did not have one of those. That thing was a rocket. Wings. You want the wings to be like as small as you can possibly get away with. This is probably gonna need two of them. That's typically how wings go. Behind the center of mass. Also, these wings are gonna have to carry fuel because I don't know how to make a non-wing fuel tank in this game. Leading edge, standard, and they need to be swept, obviously. Again, pointy things are fast. Delta wing, alright. Bring it out a little more than that. Something like that. Double delta. I feel like a double delta is not optimal for speed, but they do look cool. So I might as well do it, right? Looking cool and going fast are similar. What? Oh, that's the wrong wing. That I was editing. Going shorter and... Like, what do you mean shorter and fatter? Like... In the radial... What? Like, higher aspect ratio? Like, high aspect ratio, like the tall 152H, or like low aspect ratio, like a F104? Also, I'm gonna slap a little sawtooth on there. So I'm... Wing. There's something about like vortexes for generating more lift at high angle of attack or something, not something that is at all helpful if you're going for top speed. Oh yeah. Should probably have ends on the wing, that makes sense. I still don't know what I'm gonna do with the intake. What are we doing here? Wing editor. Well, the F-111 has like high mounted wings. I don't know why I went mid mounted with this. Fuselage. But I can sort of do that. Actually, you need to be, there needs to be two of them. That's... Point five. 0.5. Forward. 0.5. 0.5. There we go. Actually, bring it down a little bit more. Yeah, the F-111 is not set up like this. Oh, it's... Oh, that's gross. Okay, we're looking at here, nice, nice and even. Let's copy that shape. The F-111 also has, like, I know they're not shock cones, but they do have, like, the pointy bit. I know what I'm talking about. I'm... Fuselage... Okay, I need to make cuts here. Add a loop here. Also, oh, the jet engine starts, like, where that loop is, pretty much. So these intakes need to be further forward. Oh, yeah. Bring it all the way. This is wonderful. Wonderful design. F-105 intakes. Well, I'm already doing the, I'm already doing these ones. I also don't know how to... I've never made, like, retractable landing gear in this game, so this thing might have fixed landing gear. I make this, like, 0.6. There we go. Yeah, dude, the F-105 intakes are so weird. The, like, forward swept intakes. I don't really like how the F-105 looks. It's like bulbous. It looks like he got stung by bees. Paint. Not paint. Fuselage. Skids. Dude, this thing skis, bro. Takes off from, like, frozen lakes. What am I looking at here? I constantly forget what I'm doing. That I did not need to do that. Forward swip. Assign material. That's what I'm doing, right? Assigning them whole. And then the intakes are swept like that way, which is kind of something. Fuselage editor. Just move them in. Close enough, man. That's what we're getting. Extrude fuselage. Let's go 0.39. Yeah, okay, that's intake. Those are intakes. Let's give it wheels. I think it needs wheels. That seems. Alright, get maybe skis, skids. Oh, brilliant. This is. Yeah, I think that makes sense. I think that makes sense as landing gear. Um, Now I just need to make control surfaces for this thing. Uh, oh yeah, this thing doesn't have a traditional tail. I wonder if this thing is aerodynamically stable. 'Cause the other one was aerodynamically too stable. It was nose heavy. This one, I don't know. There's a good bit of wing in front of that ball. Yeah, you're gonna do roll. Set that to -10, +10. Oh, what? If I launch this, what happens? I'm curious. Tracks. Look at that, we got one whole control surface. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. We're really moving. We're really moving. Do the tracks just have like... Yeah, I don't know what the blue afterburner is about. if I start it in the air, because the tracks might just have like unlimited, say a kilometer of altitude and like, say 200 meters a second. Yeah, so they shouldn't be producing like a ridiculous amount of friction, but this engine also is like ramjet adjacent. Right, I forgot I have no pitch control. No, that's a lot of acceleration. Okay. So maybe it's because it relies a lot on fuel going around it, like the bypass ratio, just dumping fuel straight into the afterburner, almost like a ramjet. So maybe it was that it had no forward velocity; it actually wasn't generating that much thrust. But also, this is a big jet engine, and it probably should have been moving it. Pitch control. I need pitch control. Pitch. Let's make that, 35. $35. Okay, and then let's pitch 100. Pitch. Do roll 100. I set you to -10. Okay. Okay, so the right aileron needs to change, and those things are fine. I think it was stable in the earlier test flight, so that's good. We don't really need yaw control. Say 1 to 160. Altitude. 200. That's 400. I can hear my PC fans whirring up. I wonder if those are... Oh, God. Okay. Not as stable. Yeah, I might have needed yaw control. Oh, wow. You know what? Maybe it just needs more speed. Maybe it just needs to be going faster, you know? Maybe it, if we started out at... Yeah, it's like a Draken, but with, like, the extra sawtooth thing. Say... 1,000. Yeah, I guess the Draken isn't the most stable aircraft. Oh, God. Yeah, this thing is a bit twitchy. I probably didn't need 35 degrees of control surface deflection. I like to climb up to altitude a little bit. Oh yeah, we're getting up there. 4,000 meters. I wonder if this thing can cobra. You guys think this thing can cobra? Going 1,000 kilometers an hour. Controls. Let's get the pitch trim in here a little bit. Get it neutral. Basically gonna fly it with that to try to minimize unneeded drag. This thing is not gonna be faster than an SR-71 Blackbird. Why does this thing have, like, why does it roll? Oh, that's annoying. The one thing of roll trim is too much, but two is not enough. Is this even supersonic? Oh yeah, Mach 1 point. Not by a ton though. I'm sure these giant skids aren't helping the aerodynamics a ton. Yeah, I don't know how to make things go fast, I guess. Alright, so, yeah, this game's pretty cool. Here's a neat little thing. This game's pretty cool. It's $20 on Steam. And you know something? If you want to play it, you don't have $20. Here's a little something. This skits could probably be much smaller, just barely. Yeah, that would make. I'm gonna stop though, and that's a $20 Steam code, so. There you go. Alright. You got that written down? Did somebody get it? I'm gonna assume somebody got it. If you sat through like over 2 hours of me doing this and then got it before anyone else, you know, you earned it. So, alright. Nice. Alright, yeah.